Hey you guys, it is that time. Pick a story where in one of these decks or each of these decks could be a story for you. So I usually start by holding up each deck to the screen to see if it resonates with your energy. So starting with deck number one, please focus on the decks to see if it is the deck that is resonating with you. Okay. Or could your story be here in deck number two? Is your story or energy here? Okay. Is your story or energy here in deck number three? Could your story be here? All right, so we will go ahead now and begin with deck number one. We have the Nine of Wands, Death, Seven of Cups, Two of Cups, Knight of Wands. We have the Magician, the Hermit, and the Six of Cups. Okay, so central issue here. I feel that you have a soulmate coming in, or there is some sort of connection that you're having. I almost feel like you're communicating with each other, but separately. Even if you don't necessarily know who this person is, I just kind of feel that someone, like there's two people trying to manifest their soulmate, and you guys are being drawn together. Yeah, you guys are really taking a lot of energy, trying to channel, but I feel like there's some sort of confusion going on. Maybe you're confused about how to manifest, or if someone is already in your life, maybe you're confused about how to, who to proceed forward with. This also can be about you trying to manifest your dreams, if it's, not necessarily in regards to love and romance. I am seeing too that you may be discovering something about yourself or your past relationship, or not just romantic, but or friendship. Someone who you recently connected to has awakened something within you, and you are now doing some sort of research. I feel like you are trying to find something about yourself or find out something about yourself. Maybe you're discovering that you have some sort of magical powers or some sort of gift that you're trying to develop. Really, to me, it looks like whatever your definition of self-mastery is what is going on. Now, there is a need to overcome your fears. With the Nine of Wands here, she looks pretty confident that she will be able to overcome her insecurities or her doubts. You may also need to realize that you are in your own way. It's almost coming off as the Seven of Wands. This person is coming off very confident about something that they should take precaution with. So I feel that maybe you are working up the courage to pursue something, to overcome something. I'm not sure what this is that you're needing to overcome, but you're working on it. Now we have an ending coming up with the Death card. You may be getting ready to undergo some sort of transformation here where your ego is dying again. And you are reawakening, I would say, almost in a emotionally confused state, though. It's something going on where you're needing to let go of the past, I believe. You may have some sort of anxiety about death, or anxiety about loss. I feel that there's a need for you to confront your fears of loss. It could be that you really do have a fear of dying. I shared with you guys before that is some sort of anxiety that I did overcome. It was a lot of meditating, a lot of self-analysis. I really had to work on that and understand that it was all in my mind. But I would like have anxiety, wake up in the middle of the night feeling like a car was getting ready to come through my wall, because I lived on a corner at the time. And I would always, sometimes I would be so afraid, I would be so upset if somebody needed me to do a favor for them, because that meant that I had to come out the house and possibly risk getting killed in a car. You know, it was very bad. I don't know where that feeling came from. So some of you may be going through some sort of anxiety, and maybe it's coming to an end. You may have had some sort of anxiety about being alone. You know what I'm also feeling is that, and this has been coming up as of late, someone may be doing some sort of spell work on you to confuse you or cross your antennas or cross your wires. I'm looking at how his hands are kind of going like that, and he's surrounded by fire and air, but the way he's doing it looks like he's crossing, causing some sort of conflict or confusion. And someone maybe has you under some sort of spell. And I know the Seven of Cups is also a card of illusions and confusion. And also what I'm getting is, you know, there's an undertone of romance going on. It also could be someone who has been practicing some sort of spell work on you, but they don't know or realize that they're actually tampering with your energy and causing you to have anxiety as opposed to fall in love with them. I'm just kind of getting a few different energies coming out. I do feel that these illusions are going to come to an end. Even if you have been the one trying to attract someone, whether through spell work or meditation, and you're like, okay, it's working, it's working. I don't want to offend anyone, but you know, for some of you, I'm feeling like you are manifesting an illusion. You need to wait for the real deal or to allow things to play out naturally, because I just see something is kind of like an illusion. It's a fairy tale. Now that's not going to be for everyone, but I did get for some of you that you're attracting an illusion. It's better to focus on, in my opinion, just from experiences, it's better to just be open to whoever you're supposed to be with, as opposed to try and focus on one specific person. I know there are manifestations talking about one specific person. I just really feel that it's best to manifest, stay in your lane while manifesting. And I've talked about, you know, told you guys before that I'm sort of still learning about manifestation, and I'm not 100% sold that you can just manifest every single thing you want. I think it still needs to be something within your lane, within your vicinity, or whatever have you. So you may have to scrap something that you have been working on, because it seems like maybe that was not the route to go. Maybe you're having some sort of new understanding about how the law of attraction works, or how spell work, or, you know, when it comes to pursuing your dreams. Now, I do feel that you guys will be connecting at some point within the next 7 or 8 days. You guys will be making some sort of love connection. Someone does have the confidence to approach you, unless you're the pursuer, but I see someone does finally gain some sort of confidence to open up and express their feelings directly as opposed to indirectly. Because I am seeing some sort of form of indirect communication as well that is not working. So I feel like at some point someone is going to come directly to you. This also can be you taking action towards your goals or your desires, as opposed to just, you know, thinking about it. It's like, okay, well, I think I need to at least go do this, and maybe some things will start to happen. So I feel like you're having to be proactive in something, but it does connect you with whatever it is that you're desiring here. But you are going to have to undergo some sort of emotional transformation, or some way of thinking you're needing to let come to an end. For the majority, though, I feel like this death is about overcoming that anxiety. Let me kind of tap into some things now. Some of you, this is about letting go of that 9 to 5 and either starting your own business, believing in yourself, starting your own business. And I can see some of you are confused about what to do first. Pick something that you need to do, and you're like, okay, if I quit my job, let me at least start doing this towards starting my own business. Pick something. I don't know what it is that you need to pick, but you just need to pick something after emotionally detaching from yourself, so that you can make some sort of logical decision. The best example I can think of is like when you're a writer. The saying is edit, 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 edit. And as a writer, when you write a script, you get so emotionally attached to your own dialogue. You become very narcissistic towards your script. You're like, oh, these are the best words I've ever written. You know, this is the best scene ever. But at some point, as you're going through the story, or other people are going through the story, they're like, this scene isn't working. This scene isn't working. That scene isn't working. And it's like, well, if I take out these 2 scenes, that means I have to take out this scene or rework it. It's like, well, do it. It's not, because this way it's not working. But you feel it is. It's like you have to let that ego go. You have to let it die. It's just like, damn, but I built up this whole story. I already wrote 180 pages that I gotta cut it, you know, and it's just like, yes, cut it, edit it, redo it, you know. So it's something that maybe is that you're holding on to, that's holding you back. Like that's the only thing that's holding you back, and you have to just kind of face it and deal with it. And whatever it is that maybe it's too that you're confused. You're like, I don't know what it is I need to let go of, or what I need to cut back on, or what's missing. Is something missing? I almost feel like it's something emotional. Like you're still, the minute you drop your emotions, to something that you invested in is when the thing will manifest. That's the thing that they did teach about, like in Manifestation with Neville Goddard. He says to put yourself in that final scene, what you want the most, he said, and then drop it. And it's like, even in magic, for those of you that, you know, practice magic, you know, whatever, let's just say you got a candle burning, and you want to check how's the candle burning, but you keep checking it like every 5 minutes. Like, just stop watching it. Just go do your activities, go to work, go shopping. Stop checking on the candle every 5 minutes, you know, trying to see what it's doing. So I feel like there's whatever is holding you back, I think, is emotional. If you can emotionally detach from your desires, it's going to manifest the minute that happens. That is kind of like a little trick, I think. Okay, let me look at death a little more. I do see two completed individuals coming together. I'm not going to say it's not just about you. I almost feel like you don't recognize that as you are healing yourself, so is the other person coming towards you, if you want to look at it romantically. Even though if you don't know who this person is, just imagine that by you healing yourself, your companion can feel it, and that's when they appear because you feel healed. Or ready. So there is some sort of idea that you are having that needs, like I said, it's a way of thinking here. I also feel like there's a situation where there has not been any communication, or someone did not respond to you after you reached out. Maybe you were the bigger person at some point, depending on what your situation is, and you didn't get a response. I feel like someone just, overall, this is talking about someone who ghosted somebody. And I almost feel that this could have happened because they were going through their own personal transformations. Okay, so I also see what is happening, like I said earlier. Yeah, so this is about somebody who is guarded or defensive that will be letting their guards down. Yeah, someone is going to talk about the things or confront whatever it was that they were afraid of. Maybe someone is going to be admitting that they were afraid of some things or had some sort of reservations about something. Maybe it is recognizing that you have some sort of fear about stepping into a leadership position, and that is what's been holding you back from pursuing your goals in career. So I think overall the Death card is talking about the blockage between you and your destiny is coming to an end here. I still feel like it has to do with the way you're thinking. Like it has to do with you. Like you hold the key. You can't be afraid to spiritually die. Really, if you have death anxieties, you can't be afraid to die either, because like a literal death. I had to undergo that too. I got to the point where I was so sick and tired of being afraid of dying that I just Took on that attitude of Lieutenant Dan from Forrest Gump. When he was, that storm, they was in the eye of the storm on that boat, and he was just like screaming and cursing at God, like, come get me. You know, I literally had to take on that attitude as part of my own, what do you call it? Self-help, self-healing. That's part of what helped. Let me look at this Seven of Cups. I just saw this card as a card of victory, because you figure something out. So this is victory in emotional fulfillment. Victory in seeing through the illusion. Once you can overcome the illusion is when you'll have success. Whatever outside forces are coming at you to distract you, your intuition is finally going to kick in and recognize the illusions that have been surrounding you, that have been trying to keep you closed in or locked into to this old way of thinking. So I do feel that what I was talking about earlier, something in regards to an ex, is probably trying to keep you or hold on to you, secretly trying to manifest you. I would also say that pay attention to your body. A lot of times, if you're been very tired out of the blue, something could be feeding off of your energy, or someone is channeling your energy and excessively. And I'm seeing the death, like you feel like you need to rest a lot. You feel tired a lot. You may need to command your space. Set some sort of boundaries. You also need to separate yourself from false friends, anything that you recognize that you've been looking at with sugar-coated glasses. Maybe you've been holding on to an image of love and how things are supposed to go in relationships. You're having to let that go because you're realizing that that's not the way things work out for you. You've been basing your life off of someone else's life, and you have to stop doing that. Even if it's talking about how to go about pursuing your career or your goals. At the end of the day, there is no one how-to book. You're going to have to take some of everything that you learned and do what works for you in order to get something to manifest. Now, I again see, if we're talking about love, you know, where there's somebody is still secretly holding on to you, or you them. It has not been able to let go or move on, and someone does want to start over, which is probably when they get the courage here with the Knight of Wands to come forward and approach you. But right now, oh, okay, I just saw a little twist. Some of you, the reason why the person has not come forward, regardless if you know them or not, is because they have been under an illusion or under some sort of spell. And I've explained that before, like when someone's ex is trying to bind them, and making them kind of blind to other possibilities, or make them just for whatever reason hold on to them. So I feel like whoever is coming towards you has been under some sort of spell or illusion. Now, and it's not always going to be about spell work, but I do see that, this is self-sabotage for a lot of people, just people who have a lack of confidence, people who don't believe in themselves, people who have adapted verbal abuse or are still holding on to seeds that were planted from their parents or their friends, the haters, and they believe that instead of themselves. So once someone overcomes all of that, you will be able to have love. You will be able to have the ideal job. You will be able to have the ideal life that you're wanting. But you need to overcome those fears and obstacles if you feel like you are the one that is, you've self-sabotaged yourself. So I don't want to go too long. I do see a couple more things coming through. I'll just go ahead and leave out with saying that this person we overcome this lack of confidence here with the Knight of Wands. We're going to overcome that. So let's go ahead and move on to deck number 2. We have the Eight of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, the Emperor, the Chariot, the Ace of Swords. We have the Queen of Swords. I'm sorry, Princess of Swords. The Eight of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. So some of you may have been still heartbroken over something, or someone is still watching you. Someone is being watched, and I feel like there was a situation where maybe you had to leave a situation, or you had to watch someone walk away. Maybe you're still keeping watch on this person, or they're still keeping watch on you. Someone is also being cold, distant, but analytical. I also feel that there was some sort of opportunity that got passed up. It also, and you just kept looking. So for instance, maybe you went to a job interview, maybe they offered it to you, but you decided you didn't like it, or you didn't want it, or you wanted to hold out for something better. Or maybe they turned you down, that you went, you applied, you put yourself out there, and they turned you down, and they decided to go with another person. I'm feeling like if you are the one that walked away from something, you know, maybe sometimes you feel occasional regret. But at the same time, it's like, you know what, I need to go back to the drawing board here. So I feel that this is you being very focused. This is you really paying attention to a lot of detail. You're trying to develop your craft. There's something that you're working on. And I mentioned writing earlier. Maybe some of you are writers and you're working on something, or you're creating some sort of platform or something that you're really focused on. I feel like that is where all your energy is being transferred to. It's like, I don't have time to cry about disappointment. I just need to figure out how to communicate better, or I need to figure out how to spread my word or messages, or I need to continue to send out resumes. Maybe you are focused on your spirituality. There's you want to develop your third eye. You're like, what else do I need to do? What works for me? So you might be doing a lot of research, reading, studying, observations. I just feel like for the most part, you're going to be very busy. You're going to be doing a lot of busy work. For some of you, this is just about focusing on your coins. You're like, I don't have time to, again, cry over the past or somebody who doesn't want me. And you just kind of put all of your time and energy into your craft and your money, maybe even your health. You know, maybe you're like, let me start working out again, or let me start eating better again. So you guys might start to take your health more serious this week, or, you know, within the time that you're watching this video. You might start to really start working on that. You're like, look at all the money I done gave to McDonald's. You might be looking at, I don't know why I said that. I'm looking at the M on here, or maybe this is spirit showing you all the money that you've spent on McDonald's, or all the calories that you wasted on McDonald's or something. Now, the Emperor being out this is an entrepreneur. So again, I just always like to let it be known, if I'm picking up on you guys wanting to go into your own business, that's a good energy. That's a very supportive energy, the Emperor. So maybe this would be a good time for you to go into your own business. Maybe that's what you've already been prepping for here, very focused on. Maybe you keep going to that 9 to 5, and the minute you save up enough money, you start your own business because you want to be self-employed. This is someone who is looking out for the self. This is someone who does not want to be given direction, but wants to give direction. Some of you guys may work behind the scenes. Maybe you're a filmmaker, or you work with a filmmaker. I am starting to get like someone working behind the scenes who puts in a lot of hours to make something look as real as possible, as professional as possible. If this is talking about, you know, your love situation, like I was saying earlier, someone is definitely watching and analyzing, and they are preparing to come towards you. What could have been holding this person back is just their finances. You know, maybe someone wants to make sure that they're going to be able to provide, you know, or take you out, because the Emperor is kind of old-fashioned and likes the role of the alpha male. You know, they want to be able to take you out and, you know, just impress you and do all the things that they feel like the typical male should do, or whoever is the dominant male role, regardless of your gender, the one who is dominantly the alpha male, takes on that energy of Mars. We have here definitely someone coming towards you with the Chariot, and this is someone who, when they're good and ready, they come at you and there's nothing that you can do about it. Whenever I see him either next to the 7 of Wands or the Chariot, this is when the Emperor gets in Terminator mode. And I don't know if you would be opposed to dating this person, but if he has a lot of ammo. He can take a lot of no's. So if you were getting ready to shoot him down with all your no's, get away, I'm not interested, he wouldn't care. He's just going to keep coming at you like he doesn't understand. He's like, no is not in my vocabulary. Even if you don't want us to talk about that romantically, this is you putting yourself in that mode to confront your fears or chase or pursue your dreams. And you are taking your power back from what society has said or told you that you can or cannot do. And you are now in a state of determination, moving forward and having victory over any type of blockages or obstacles that come at you. And ultimately you're taking your power back. You know, you know that there's a possibility that you are not going to be liked. You know there's a possibility that a bunch of people are going to tell you no, or not understand you, or not get you with whatever it is that you're selling or starting or doing. But when you get in this mode, you don't care. You're like, oh, okay, you think that's supposed to hurt my feelings? That's supposed to stop me? That's supposed to make me do this and that? You know, come again. You know, so this is someone who is in a very powerful state of mind. This is someone whose willpower is on 1,000. You can't stop whoever this is coming towards you, or if this is your state of mind, going after what you want, doing what you want to do. This is someone who cannot be confined. Or if you try to confine this person, this is the person that comes out a leader. Wherever you put them. It makes me think of that scene in Malcolm X where there was all that chaos going on in the street, and they had like dozens of police out on the street screaming at the people, telling them to stop. You know, when they put brother Baines in jail, and it was like, release Brother Baines, or not Brother Baines, it was some brother. They they were like, release him from jail and get him to a hospital or whatever, because he was beat up really bad. And so it was like a riot on the street. The police couldn't stop the anger that was going on in the street. But the minute Malcolm X came out there and put his hand up, and everybody like quieted down, and then he just like pointed his finger, and everybody like marched off. And the police were like, it's too much power for one nigger to have. But you know, it's kind of like that. This is someone who is like a beast. This person is in beast mode, and they're just like, there's nothing you can do to stop this person. They're a strong influence, whether, again, if it's you or someone coming towards you. This is someone that cannot be stopped. This is someone who is also well protected by, I feel like, outside forces, but I just feel like the Chariot is showing someone who's shielded or protected here. This is someone also, I feel like they are the bringer of truth, or the bringer of light, or they have some sort of food for thought, or food to give out to the public that will help or assist people. Someone may be coming with some sort of assistance. This is also maybe someone who is defending the people or leading the way. Yeah, someone has like a lot of information to offer or to give here. This is going to be some sort of communication. Someone also may be some sort of public speaker. Maybe you've been preparing some sort of speech. Maybe you've been testing it out to friends and family. And now you're getting ready to go live, or you're getting ready to, you know, go on your platform where all these eyes will be looking up at you. And I'm looking at these owls. I don't know, maybe that is some sort of indicating some sort of wisdom. So someone has some wise words to say, or someone has thinks. Someone is an old soul because their thoughts are very old and wise. This is someone who has some sort of hidden or underground knowledge. See, this person has been preparing here because their guns are out. They're protected. They got cannonballs behind them, and they're just kind of like looking with their telescope. And they've already seen something with a bird's eye view. You know what? To me, this is a powerful image just to be a page. Maybe someone is very young, but very wise beyond their years. This does not seem like a page. This seems like someone who knows exactly what they're doing. Maybe someone plays the role of being young or childlike. I don't know. And matter of fact, there could be some sort of age difference going on between you and another person with the page and the emperor. Someone is coming off like the daddy. Maybe there is something like not twisted, but you know, like daddy daughter type of energy. He's like, I'll take care of you. Or maybe it's mother, you know, whatever. I'm not gonna keep saying it, because you guys, I know somebody's just gonna be like, oh, that's horrible. Do you hear what you're saying? I know what I'm saying, but it could be the role, or it could be something where it's like the teacher student role. Let's put it that way. Make it sound safer. Somebody's also been dreaming or meditating or receiving like received a big message, an important message during meditation or sleep too. I see that. That is giving you a clue or giving you some sort of direction to go in. Or someone is being led to you. It also could be that someone is coming towards you. Someone is responding towards something that you wrote. Almost get like someone asked for help or assistance. They're in a predicament where they don't know what to do. And they sent out a letter. They prepared something and sent out the letter asking for help or assistance. And now I do see help being on the way. So yeah, that's basically what I'm getting here. Could be dealing with any signs. Could be dealing with Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, Aries, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, Cancer. I'm just going to look at the Eight of Pentacles a little more and see what it is that could be working on. I see a new way of communication. Someone is telling their truth. I feel like someone is being more honest or more direct. Some of you have been building up a fan base or building up clientele. I feel that you are going to get recognized for your work, like all of your hard work. Everything you've been doing is not going unnoticed. Someone is going to recognize you for your hard work. I also see this as someone who has been building up the confidence and the courage to speak, communicate. I'm seeing confidence. Someone is feeling inspired. Someone's work has been inspiring you, or your work has somehow inspired others. In a situation in regards to love, I do feel that you're being aligned with someone who is a match, a mutual match being made here. Like Spirit has intervened to align you with this person. Everything that you've been working on has been building you up for this moment. I feel like you have, I'm not saying that you didn't have character before, but you have some sort of, you've built like some sort of strong character, or that you've gotten thick skin now. You're, maybe before you did not. Maybe this is what this was. You were underdeveloped, but still learning and evolving. And now you're at a point where you are equally matched to have someone come towards you. Or maybe this, you know, Spirit has been preparing this person for you. So I do see two people coming together. I see you having telepathy with somebody, or you've been dreaming about someone. You've been having premonitions that someone was entering your life. See, you've been having dreams or premonitions, and it's getting ready to happen. There's been some sort of communication. Something very metaphysical has been building up or developing between you and another person. If it's not romantic, then it's a business partner or someone that's going to be able to assist you with your goals. Someone who is getting ready to inspire you. It could be that you saved up all your money to go see a speaker. And the speaker, I always like Tony Robinson's the first person that always pops in my head. He'd be anybody, but it's like you you're able to go to this seminar and you get inspired, and you know, lo and behold, you're introduced to all the people that is going to assist you. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to deck number 3. I'm going to light another incense. Oh. Come on. Okay. We have the 7 of Cups, the 7 of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords. Wow, Justice, 8 of Cups, and then we have the 2 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles, 4 of Swords. Okay, so central issue here is someone who's been coming off very guarded. Someone, it seems like they don't trust people. I don't know if you are hiding your feelings because you've been rejected in the past. Maybe you keep thinking about something that happened in the past, or maybe you're still holding on to it. Some of you may have been isolated, or you feel like you need to take a break or a time out to deal with some things that have been on your mind. It's almost like you've been in a state of healing, state of meditation here. I also feel that this is kind of like being blocked. Maybe some of you were waiting to hear from someone, and you were patiently waiting, and then you just didn't hear anything. And this person maybe has decided that they're not going to respond. And maybe that has to do with finances. Maybe you went to a job interview and you were like, oh, I've been waiting to hear back from this person. I haven't heard anything. And you're not getting a response. Now, honestly, it does look like something's going on where maybe that is not the job for you. If you applied somewhere, it's like maybe they chose to go with another candidate. Yeah, I feel like someone is making some sort of decision to move on or to let things go. If you guys are also dealing with any type of legal matters, I feel like somebody's going to be sad about the answer or the results or the verdict. It's like, I don't like this verdict. I feel like you guys are needing to let something go or to move on from a situation. You guys could have been dealing with an air sign, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, but we do have like strong Libra coming out. Also could be dealing with someone that has Venus and Scorpio. I feel that some of you have been unable to make some sort of decision because you're confused, because you don't have clarity. Emotionally, something has been blocking you from seeing the truth. And I feel like this is you trying to observe something from a different perspective, or maybe you're having to reevaluate what the things that are the things that you need in your life versus what you want. I feel like maybe you've been looking at a lot of illusions. Maybe you've been looking at things through rose-tinted glasses. I just feel like you could not see things from a logical perspective, and that's the 2 7s here, and the Justice card really is a card of 7. 7 may be a significant clue or number for you. I keep thinking about on the 7th day, God rested, and I'm seeing a lot of cards indicating rest and indecision, being tired. You guys are really needing to observe things differently. Maybe your priorities are off. And it's weird because I do see 7 as a number of victory in tarot, because you were able to see from a different point of view or see something objectively. I see you guys getting so tired of waiting. Like, I think you guys are giving up because something isn't happening off the bat. You're starting to feel that something isn't fair. You're like, this isn't fair. I don't like karma, or I don't like how the law is set up. Like, I feel like you're disagreeing with something. You don't agree with it. You're like, I don't agree with this. I don't know if it is something going on at the place of work, court issues. Maybe you're disappointed in the system, the government system. Maybe you feel like you did not receive a fair payout. Maybe you're feeling like all your time and energy was a waste of time. Maybe you're feeling like, well, that was a waste of time. It didn't work. I do know that with 7 of Pentacles, something is working, something is manifesting, but it's just taking time to show itself. And so when you get in this state of mind, you're supposed to try to focus on other things in your life as opposed to just that one thing that your desires are craving for. You know, I also feel that something is happening by Libra season, which will be very soon, September 23rd, I think. What is today, the 17th? Yeah, so I do feel like something is happening during Libra season where you're deciding to let go of something, even though you don't really want to. Maybe you're realizing that you were too emotionally invested into something. Let me see what this 8 of Cups is. I feel like it's a project like you were working on and you're like, it's not working. I need to move on from this. Whatever it was, maybe it was a hobby that you invested time and energy into. It also could be a job. Maybe you are feeling like you need to let your job go. If you work like a 9 to 5, maybe you're feeling like something isn't fair or things have not been turning out right. But I feel like you're wanting to find something more fulfilling here. even if it's in a relationship, it's like you want something more fulfilling. The only thing that I can see to flip this is that if this is not your energy and you feel like you've been preparing for someone to come into your life, this is the energy of someone coming towards you, someone who maybe feels confused, someone who doesn't really know what they want out of life, someone who is emotionally just kind of lost. That is the only thing I can figure if this is not your energy within the next 7 or 8 days. I feel like you guys you feel like moving on from something that you believed in or something that you have been working on or developing. All of this stuff is something is not giving you emotional fulfillment anymore. You're like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't see the purpose in doing this. I don't feel pleasure. I don't feel joy. So it could be your job. It could be a relationship, and these same energies are coming out. Two of Swords. You might be at some sort of crossroad. I also see this as a situation where I'm seeing a situation where someone is being closed off and is refusing. Someone is still holding on to a grudge, and they have been for a long time, and there's some sort of resentment. So I don't know if you have resentment. It really looks like it's both ways, like two people who are refusing to be the bigger person, or refusing to communicate with each other because of something that went down in the past. Someone is just choosing to only focus on their work. If they can't really also have the person that they want, it's like if I can't have the person that I want, I'm just going to continue to work on my developing myself and focusing on self-love, and but I do feel like there's some sort of emptiness going on. Let me look at the Seven of Cups. Yeah, see, someone is very confused. I also see a situation where somebody might be confused about their sexuality, but they aren't talking about it. Someone is definitely suffering in silence. It's not all about sexuality. I know some of you are you get so worked up about that. It's not for everybody, but this is a general reading, so that might be the case for somebody. But I do feel like there is a secret, and someone fearing that people are going to reject them, or someone has already been considered an outcast or felt abandoned some type of way. I see someone also suffering in silence financially and not knowing what to do about it. Someone is putting on the illusion of possibly having everything or being having stability, but it's not there. I also see someone has been drinking a lot, trying to escape their problems. Someone's been wasting a lot of money on illusions and drinking or any form of escapism. Someone is emotionally sick. And I was just talking about escapism. The Hanged Man. That's like the 12th house, or it's like Neptune. So someone is struggling with their perception of life or their purpose. Someone is still hurting or confused about an ex, or an ex is still holding on to you. Somebody's still holding on to an ex. They have not moved on. Every time they think they've moved on, something brings them right back to those memories, or from that desire. Someone is still very sad. They can't get over you, or you haven't been able to get over somebody. It could actually be going both ways, but neither person is saying anything, which is stagnation and nothing is happening or developing. Someone needs to work up the courage to pursue what they want. Wow. Yeah, this is a situation here where someone is under a lot of mental anxiety, pressure. Someone is very confused about who they're supposed to move towards or with. It could be a weird situation where you care deeply for two people, and the whole situation is just kind of confusing about who you're being led to, or why you were led to this person. Or it's like, why did I meet this person if we are not supposed to be together? And it's like you keep holding on to that instead of just allowing it, looking at it as that was a beautiful experience, and now it's time to let go and move on and be open to whoever spirit has for me. So some of you are having a hard time moving on, letting go. And like I said, I feel like it's really on both ends. And someone also may be under the influence. Someone is also still stuck on the twin flame philosophy. Someone is still stuck on that, which is really the root of the problems in regards to romance or love. Because you may not be able to let go of that idea of twin flames because they've poisoned you. People have spread that out there by saying that you're supposed to be with your twin flame. You have to be from your twin flame. With your twin flame, you can't run away from your twin flame. And now you can't. Now you're stuck because of that belief system. You did not embrace the fact that maybe you're not supposed to be with your twin. Maybe your twin just came to ignite that inner flame within you, that individual flame, so that you can go about and start your journey on your own. And you're waiting and waiting and waiting for your twin to return, and it's like your twin isn't returning, dude. Sorry. Like, no offense, but it's almost like you have to, I speak to you like harsh sometimes, because it's like tough love. This is the type of love that I show myself. You know, it's like sometimes it's basically looking in the mirror and just kind of slapping yourself, like, get your shit together. You know, you gotta let go of the past that's holding you back. You holding your own self back with your confused emotions or desires about who you're supposed to be with. And I just almost feel like it's some sort of ripple effect, something. I just feel like something needs to be reversed. Somebody almost needs like a tower moment in a sense. But yeah, I feel like this really maybe talking to somebody who is stuck on some form of philosophy, and you're stunting your own growth. You're trying to escape, but you're not escaping or expanding or evolving properly. You need to continue to, I feel like you need to hit the reset button. And I also see a situation where like the truth has been spoken, or it's like you will have clarity, but I do feel like someone will eventually break free from some sort of emotional beliefs that they were holding on to. But you know, it's like you have to move on, basically. So I don't know, tough love for those of you that selected deck number 3. So I'm sorry if I stepped on anyone's toes, but you know, those are the messages that I'm getting. I hope it still gave you some clarity. Feel free to leave your comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Many blessings to you.